So a while ago I made a video called Why I'm Going for Recluse, and I talked about all the reasons I was going to go for Recluse this season. And I told you guys later that week I would come out with a video about the Recluse. Well, that didn't exactly happen, the video. But what did happen is I actually earned my Recluse that week in the matter of 2 days only. It was actually pretty easy. The first day I played completely solo, and I grinded up to about 600. It was very weird. I won a bunch of games, lost a bunch of games, but I grinded. I got to 600, and then after that I played by myself up to 1300, and then later that day a couple friends of mine joined, and we got me up to 2100. So I earned the Recluse over the course of 2 days and about a total of about 10 hours. So again, this Recluse is very easy to get. It's not a lot of time put in, especially if you're winning games. And if you're solo, it's going to take you a little bit longer because you're probably going to lose more games. But again, I grinded up to 1300 points solo, and it wasn't very difficult. It only took me roughly 5-6 hours maybe, and then roughly another 4 hours to get from 1300 to 2100 with some friends. So this is definitely earnable. It's definitely over the course of a season it's earnable. Right now I wouldn't suggest doing it because the rivalry has really broken Crucible, and it's become very difficult to play in because of the current grenade spam, and there's currently no way of turning it off. But today I just wanted to talk about the loadout that I was using for Crucible, for competitive mostly, and then I want to talk about the Recluse in Crucible. What you're watching in the background is half of that loadout that I used to get most of my points in comp, and as well as now I'm using the Recluse just because it's quick play and it's fun. The main two things I used when playing competitive was A, I used a shotgun, and B, I used Top Tree Stormcaller. Those are the two things I used when playing competitive. I did not switch off of the Stormcaller super at all, and I rarely swapped to a sniper. The reason for this is shotguns are still really strong. I know they got nerfed, but they're still really strong. And if you're kind of an inconsistent sniper, then you're really hurting your team more than you're helping. And then the main guns I used for the my primary, I spent most of my time using the Thorn. The Thorn I find is really good. It's really strong. The burn effect really helps see through walls and things like that. It's a very powerful gun, and it does a lot of damage, and it does a lot of burn damage, and you can get buffed with the soul thing, and it's overall a really strong gun. I like the recoil on it. If you don't like the recoil on it, the other guns I was swapping to was, I was swapping to Luna's Howl. So if you don't have Luna's Howl, then you're just going to have to find something else. I've heard that Service Revolver with Kill Clip is really good, so that's obviously another option. But yeah, so Luna's Howl and Thorn, both really good guns. I mostly only used Luna's Howl when I was clearly in a competitive game that was very close, and I was kind of getting dumpstered on by an opponent's Luna's Howl. I swapped to my Luna's Howl to almost even it out, because right now Luna's Howl is really broken and really strong, just like Not Forgotten. And then the final gun I used, other than Thorn, was Ace of Spades for more of a long-range style of play, a more long-range map. Thorn doesn't exactly have the range that Ace of Spades does, and Ace of Spades obviously has the damage amplifier, similar to how Thorn has a damage amplifier. And that's what I used. I basically spent most of my time using Thorn, Mindbender's Ambition, and Top Tree Stormcaller with the Ionic Blink, and it ended up working out really well. I really enjoyed it. My exotic I played with was like 99% of the time Ophidian Aspects. I may have swapped to Transversive Steps occasionally. Those were the two things. But just space it out over the course of a season. You don't have to earn all your points over the course of 2 days like I did. You can space it out over the course of weeks. You get a lot of bonus points every single week you play your 3 comp games. So play your 3 comp games. You'll eventually make it to 2100. I really do believe in you. Let's quickly go over the Recluse. I talked about Recluse a lot in my previous video, but it's very strong. It's a very good gun overall. It does when you get that Master of Arms perk, and you get that 25 damage, you can kill literally anything. And I can only see this as being more deadly on a PC, where your accuracy is much better because there's not as much recoil. So it's a really talented gun. If you want to see my video about why I was going for Recluse. I talk a lot about the perks over there, the 25 damage everywhere, the 0.4 second time to kill. It's overall really good weapon. And so finally, I just want to talk about some of the pairings that I thought were really good. Top Tree Dawnblade with the Icarus Dash. I'm only going to be talking about Warlocks here. Top Tree Dawnblade with Icarus Dash makes this gun really effective. You can get really good height advantage on people and shoot down on them. And I find a lot of times with an SMG, if you're shooting down on someone, it works out really well in your favor. So you can get that nice damage. You can get that hip fire from the air. And overall, that would be really good. The second one, Middle Tree Stormcaller is probably really good. I haven't tried that one out yet, but I can only imagine an SMG with a perk that makes you go faster when you're in the low HP. It makes all your movement speed faster. I can imagine that's really good. Pairing this gun with Ophidian Aspects is probably a must. And then finally, on probably the best one is, and what you're watching in the background is Devour Warlock. I didn't get to work too often in this gameplay, but in some other games I definitely did. You can get your first kill, eat your Devour grenade, swap to your submachine gun, and now you have Master of Arms with Devour going, and you can just keep racking up kills, fixing your HP bar. And overall it's a really deadly combination, and overall I think it's a really good combination overall. So that's my thoughts on Recluse and how I got Recluse. Again, Thorn, Mindbender's Ambition. I really do think anyone can get the gun this season. Maybe not at this moment with Revelry and stuff, but I highly suggest you go out and you really try to get this gun. Don't quit after your first couple games. I know that's what my friends are doing right now, is they're quitting after they match with a random and they lose. They're just like, no, I'm done. I can't play with these randoms anymore. Don't do that. Really try. My first games, I think I went 3-2 in my first 5 games, and then I lost 4 in a row. But then I went on a 6-game win streak after that. So you can definitely win your games. I really do think so. Otherwise, yeah, this is the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and have a good one. Bye.